Good evening and welcome to your Vinyasa yoga practice this evening. For those who are new, I'm Becca and thank you for joining me. And those who are returning, it's really lovely to see you again on your mat space this evening. I hope you all had a lovely weekend, and if you're doing a 30-day challenge, today is day 20, 27. So we will be doing a flow this evening. Generally, it's going to be an all body flow. So a bit of core work, a bit of leg work, some arm balances towards the end. So most importantly, just have fun, do what you can do. Don't worry if you can't do anything, if you're not feeling up to it, you're feeling a little bit tired. Just do what feels right with you and work with your body's limitations today. And that leads on to any injuries, restrictions. You know your body better than anyone, so just listen to your body, listen to how it's presented on the mat today. It'll probably be different to how you felt yesterday maybe, and different to how you feel tomorrow. So just being okay and acknowledging how you feel today. So we are going to start in a wide leg child's pose this evening. So bringing the knees, props wise, we're not going to need anything. It's a propless practice. So when you're ready, coming into your child's pose, knees come mat width distance, and then draw the big toes to touch. And then sending the hips down, nice and heavy, finding that grounding through the hips. And then begin to walk your hands forwards as you lower the forehead down. So if you're quite new to practice, and just have a look at me for a moment. So with my arms, if you've got shoulder tightness, shoulder restriction, then keep a bend in the elbows and place the forearms down. If you know you're okay, then you can bring a little bit more length to the arms, maybe lift the forearms and the elbows off of the mat. And then just pause here, arriving on your mat this evening. And just start to connect to the breath. So as we're in this child's pose, just scan the body and notice where the breath currently is. And becoming aware of if your breath is coming from the belly to the ribs to the chest, or if it's starting in the chest. And bring your awareness and take your mind to the belly, and imagine that the belly is having this lovely expansion. So the belly expands towards the mat. And then as you exhale, soften the belly in towards the spine. Maybe roll over the forehead, creating a little bit of movement through the forehead. Releasing any tension can feel quite nice. And the same with the jaw, parting the jaw side to side, easing anything out of the neck, the jaw. And just find this time to pause, come inwards. Soften the body physically, mentally, emotionally. Good, just taking a few more breaths here. Deep belly breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. One more breath here. Good, and then slowly on the next inhale, walk the hands back in toward you. We're going to come to our tabletop position, so our 4-point kneeling. So stack the knees underneath the hips, the feet are behind you, the wrists are underneath the shoulders and the elbows, and spread the fingers nice and wide. Start drawing the belly up towards the spine as we find that connection with the core. Then as we inhale, tilt the pelvis, belly lowers as the chest draws through, take the gaze forwards, keep the shoulders soft. Then exhale, using the whole length of breath to come into our angry cat. So really draw the belly in towards the spine, chin in towards the chest as we find that lovely dome in between the shoulders, creating space. The whole length of the inhale draws you back to your cow pose. Maybe close the eyes. Your exhale comes to our cat pose. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then coming to some exhale and come to some freestyle movement. So move the body in any way that feels good for you. So maybe some hip circles, maybe some figure of eights. If you feel a particularly juicy area, then pause there for a few breaths. Want to get as much movement, fluidity in the body, in everything nice and moving. Just make sure that you balance the body both sides. Good. And then once you feel balanced, pause and come to stillness. So coming into a little bit of wrist mobility work. So we don't often focus enough time on our wrists. So picking the right wrist up and placing it out to the side. So the fingers face out, but keeping the wrist underneath the shoulder. And then the left doing exactly the same. So the fingers are facing to the outer edges of the mat. Keep the fingers nice and wide. And then as we inhale, bring the weight forward so the shoulders come over the wrists. And then take the weight, almost imagining you're taking the weight through each finger. Coming into a circular direction as we ease out. And then take the weight over to the left wrist, left little finger, ring finger, middle finger, first finger, and then the thumb. And then back to the center. Good. So another round this time, this way to the right, just easing gently into those wrists. For many of us, this can be quite uncomfortable, especially if we spend long periods at a desk, typing away and on our phones. Good. So use the breath, and then once you come back to the center with the shoulders over the wrists, taking it in the opposite direction. Keep the belly engaged. Good. One more round. Good. And just imagine you're articulating all those joints through the wrist. Good. And then coming back to center. Pick the right wrist up, give it a little shake, ease anything out. And then bring the hand back down, and the same with the left, ease it out. Good. And then what we're going to do is pick the right hand up, take the back of the hand down to the mat with the fingers facing in towards the midline, the palm facing up, and then the same with the left. So pause here, or you can bring a little bit of movement side to side. Good. Breathing here. And then pause and come to stillness. Pick the right hand up, give it a little shake, place it down, and then the left hand. Good. And then we've got one more wrist mobility. So pick the right hand up and then rotate the hand. So you're rotating through the elbow, through the shoulder to bring the fingers towards you as far as you can, and then the same with the left. So this is already quite intense for a lot of people, keeping the heel of the hand down. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can start bringing the weight backwards so you intensify the stretch along the back of the forearm. But keep that palm, keep the heels rooted down. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. And then bring the weight forwards. And then we're going to lift the left hand, lift the right, and come to sit back onto the heels. And then we're going to interlace the hands and then start taking the wrists in one direction and then the other, just finding that mobility through the wrists. Good. And then coming into some waves. This is a test of your coordination when we bring it to the other side. So it's almost like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. Good. So making sure that my coordination is not great. So this is, I don't know how it looks. Okay. But just get some movement through the wrists. Okay. And then release, give the hands a little shake. Good. So coming back to our tabletop, we're going to come into our downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, send the hips nice and high. Keep a deep bend in the knees to start with. So feet roughly hip width distance apart, but listen to your body, listen to what feels good. Press firmly into the fingertips, shoulders drawn up toward the hips, and the head and neck are soft. Good. And then engage through the core, and then from here start bending into one leg deeper than the other as we start pedaling through the legs. Finding that dynamic movement at the back of the body. Good, and then pause and come to stillness. As we inhale, ripple forwards to our high plank. Pause here. Good. Release the knees down, untuck the toes. Then exhaling, lowering down with the elbows hugging into the midline all the way down to our bellies. Good. Press the tops of the feet down and the pubic bone down. As we inhale, lift the chest, shoulders off. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe lift the hands off just to check that the spine's doing the work here. Exhale to place the hands forehead back down. Inhale to press back onto the knees. Tuck the toes, exhaling downward facing dog. Good. 2 more like that. Inhale, come forward to your plank. Pause in your plank, finding that strength. So press up through the hands a little bit. Think angry cat with the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone under slightly. Squeeze the belly, squeeze the glutes and the inner thighs. Exhale, release the knees, untuck the toes. Lower all the way down. Think about the elbows hugging the midline. Inhale to your cobra. Tops of the feet press down. Pubic bone presses down. Glutes are active. Maybe release the hands. Exhale to release. Inhale, press back onto the knees. Tuck the toes. Exhaling downward facing dog. Good. Last time. Inhale, ripple forwards. Articulate the spine. Pause in your plank. Find that strength. This time you can either lower down with the knees down or lower down through full plank down to your belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra this time. So keep the hands down, but have a sense of lightness through the hands. We don't want the hands all the way coming through the hands here. Exhale to release. Inhale, pressing onto the knees. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. So maybe finding a little bit more depth in your down dog now. So inhale here and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, sweep the left leg into the air. Flex the foot, internally rotating the left hip. Gaze forwards and step the left foot outside the left hand. Okay, so coming into our runner's lunge here. So just make sure that the left knee is roughly over the ankle, the foot is facing forwards. Right hand roughly under the shoulder. And as we inhale, we're going to twist open. So strong through that right leg. Squeeze the right glute and imagine you're scissoring the inner thighs together. Good. So this is our inhale. Our exhale is rotating, bending into the left elbow. Imagine you're drawing the left elbow towards the right wrist. Inhale. Exhale. Find that rotation. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, ground the hand inside the left foot. Good. Step the left foot back to plank. Come through your little vinyasa. So either lowering through full plank to up dog or with the knees down to cobra. Whichever option you choose, find that strength through the thighs, the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg sweeps up, flex the foot, internally rotate the hip. Gaze forward, step the right foot outside the right hand. Good. Strong with that left leg. So lift up through the front thigh, squeeze the glutes. Left hand underneath the shoulder, press into the left hand so we're nice and strong through that shoulder joint. Inhale, reach the right arm up, find that articulation, that rotation through the spine. Exhale, right elbow towards the left wrist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float the hand down inside the right foot. Step back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, come through your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, ripple forwards to our high plank. Coming into some core work now. Option to always lower the knees if you need to. So think about your foundation. Draw the belly towards the spine. Squeeze the glutes. Tuck the tailbone under slightly. Press through the hands so we're strong through the shoulders. Come into our shoulder taps. So I find it a bit easier to bring my feet a little bit wider. So left hand, right shoulder. Control it back down. Good. So we're trying to avoid too much rotation through the hips. There'll be a little bit of movement here, but keep the belly in to stabilize you and the glutes to stabilize you. Good. Breathing. So control it on the way up and control it on the way down. Good. 2 more either side. Good. Either pause here or come down to a quick child's pose, but we're going to continue and join in when you can. So coming into our toe taps. So bring the feet together, step the right foot out, right foot in, left foot out, left foot in. Good, belly's active. Using that breath, coming down to the knees at any point and holding that low plank. Good. 2 more either side. Good, release the knees. Come to sit back onto the heels. Well done, and give your arms, give your wrists a shake. So excellent work for the whole body there. Our shoulder strength, glute strength, core strength, and wrist strength. Okay, so coming into our downward facing dog, lifting the hips, and then from here, bend the knees, and we're going to walk all the way to the top of the mat, coming into our forward fold, our Uttanasana. So feet are hip width distance apart, deep bend in the knees, allow the belly to come down over the thighs, crown the head is heavy, nod the head yes and no. Take hold of opposite elbows and gently sway side to side. Easing through the lower back, so find that heaviness, gravity drawing you down. Good, and then pause and come to stillness. Bring the hands to the shins. Inhale for your halfway lift. Think about that strength in the back. Exhale to fold down. Glide the hands down to the shins, the backs of the legs. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And if you want to walk heel toe the feet together, if that's more comfortable, then please do so. But keep that weight a little bit further into the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. One last time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Good. Knees bent, draw the belly in. Arms are nice and heavy. Keep the chin tucked. And inhale unless you have low blood pressure, in which case I'll come with the exhale, slowly rising, stacking each part of the spine on top of each other, with the head being the last thing to stack. Good, and then when you get to the top of the mat, pause in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Just notice how the body's feeling. Now we are in a standing position. Think about grounding down through the outside edges of the feet. Engage through the front thighs, squeeze the glutes. Shoulders up to the ears, back and softening them down as we rotate the palms forwards. Length through the spine with a gentle tuck of the chin, so we've got length in the back of the neck. Good. And then opening the eyes. So coming to our standing side stretches, I'll come to face you. So here, feet can either be hip width distance apart or big toes touch, slightly parting the ankles. As we so we're going to interlace the hands here. Release the index finger. Good. As we inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, send the hips to the left as we side bend to the right. So think about the left shoulder drawing back a little bit, the right shoulder drawing forwards. Zip up through the front thighs, press the feet down, squeeze the glutes. Good. As we inhale, the belly sucks in to bring us back to center. Exhale to the left. Good. So our half moon, our standing half moon. Inhale to center. One more time either side. Exhale. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good. And release the hands down, coming to our neck mobility. So draw the chin in towards the chest, stay tall through the spine. Then taking 3 slow circles to the left. Feeling all of the movements, moving with control, stability. Maybe close your eyes, easing the different muscle fibers within the neck. Especially if you've been sat at a desk or sedentary all day, this is a really lovely move just to get everything moving. We want the spine nice and open. Good. Once you've taken this last one too, towards the left, pause. Good, and go in the opposite direction. So draw the chin towards the right first, and then the head comes back. Good. And once you finish your 3 to the right, pause here with the head in neutral. So release the head forward. Good. And then bring the hands to the shoulders. And then start to take the elbows in a backwards movement, easing through the shoulder joints. Good. And then taking it in the opposite direction. Good. And then slowing it down. Good. And then coming back to the top of the mat, coming through our forward fold flow 3 times. So bring your hands to your heart center. Feet can either be hip width distance apart or big toes touch, slightly parting the ankles. As we inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips as we fold down to our forward fold. Good. So the weight coming slightly forward, bend the knees as much as needed. Crown of the head is drawing towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the arms up overhead. Maybe take the gaze up towards the thumbs. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Maybe finding a little bit more depth each time without forcing the body. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Maybe gaze up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good. So coming through our sun salutation A, our Surya Namaskar A. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, right foot, step back, left foot, pause here. Come through your vinyasa, either knees down cobra or full plank cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, step the right foot forwards, left foot follows, coming into our halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, right foot follows, pause in your plank. Good. Exhale, come through your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. At the bottom of the exhale, step the left foot forwards, the right foot follows, coming into our halfway lift with the inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back plank, hop back chaturanga with bent elbows. Inhale for the back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. At the bottom of the exhale, walk, step, float forward to the top of the mat. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ground the hands, step back, hop back, chaturanga, bent elbows. Inhale, not halfway lift, back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Either walk, step, float lightly to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good. Pause here in your Tadasana, taking on some water. Now is quite a good time to do so. Just make sure you're not gulping, so you're not feeling the liquid in your stomach as we flow through the second sequence. Good, and then we'll come back to the top of the mat where we will meet for the second flow. Okay, so bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep up, maybe come to a baby back bend. Exhale, fold down to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, plank, hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Step the feet together to create a tripod. Inhale, right leg lifts up, bend into the right knee and start opening the right hip. So step the right hip on top of the left. Just be mindful that you don't collapse into the left shoulder here. So squaring the chest, square the shoulders, pressing firmly into the hands so we're strong through the shoulders. Good. Then gaze forward, square the hips. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Ground the left foot down. Good. So we roughly want the right heel in line with the left instep or the left heel, but just listen to your body here. Most importantly, move with strength. So ground down through the feet as we inhale, come up to our warrior two. So right knee over the ankle, pressing into the outer edge of the left foot, and think about pressing the feet down into the mat and drawing them together. So then you get this activation through the inner thighs. Good. Arms are roughly shoulder height. Gaze is over the front arm. Of course, if you have shoulder issues, then please bring your hands to your hips or release the hands down. If this is too much for the shoulders, then please don't do it. Good. So we're going to come to a reverse warrior. Inhale, sweep forward, flip the palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Either gaze down at the foot or up to the ceiling, but keep that right knee bent. Squeeze the glutes. Good. Inhale to our warrior two. Going to bring the right forearm to the right thigh. Left hand to the left hip. Roll the left shoulder back. Then reach the left arm either up or over towards the head. But think of that long line from the left foot all the way to the left fingertips. Good. Try to avoid collapsing into the right thigh. So use the core, bring lightness to the right forearm. Finding that strength. Good. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten the right leg, bring the hands to the hips. Begin to walk the left foot in a little bit closer just to narrow the stance. Press the feet down, squeeze the inner thighs together, bring the arms up. Inhale, reach forwards, then take the right hand down to either the shin or the floor. Left hand to left hip, roll the left shoulder back so we find that length through both sides of the torso. Then the last thing that lifts is the arm, okay? So finding your foundation first before we add on. Either gaze down to the side or up to the left hand, just listen to the neck, find that length without crunching into the neck. Good. Inhale, we bend, come back to warrior two. Windmill the hands to frame the right foot, step back to plank, come through your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale here. Exhale. Stepping the feet together. Inhale, lift the left leg into the air. Bend the left knee as we open the hip. Stack the left hip on top of the right, but keep the weight even through both hands. Good. Squaring the left hip. Step the left foot forwards, ground the right foot. Find that strength, that base through the legs. Inhale, come up to warrior two. Good, I'll face this way. So length through that right leg, lift through the front thigh, left knee over the ankle, press the feet down, squeeze everything to the midline, so we're nice and strong. Arms roughly shoulder height. Good. Inhale, sweep forwards, flip the palm. Exhale to reverse your warrior. Take the gaze to wherever's comfortable for you. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, your side angle. Good. So don't rush to get to the end place. Make sure that we come through the foundations, the strength. So belly's active, squeezing the glutes, inner thighs are active. Inhale, warrior two. Bring your hands to the hips. Heel toe the right foot in, lengthen the left leg. Arms come back out. Inhale, glide forwards. Left hand comes down, right hand, right hip. Roll your torso. So we're strong, equal lengths. Reach the right arm up. Good. Gazing either down, out to the side or up. One more breath here. Inhale, come up to warrior two. Windmill the hands, frame the left foot. Step back to plank, come through your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Good. Gaze forwards, either walk, step, float forwards to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms come to touch. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Pause here, close the eyes. Tune into the body, noticing what's going on. Increasing the heart rate, building that heat, that fire energy within the body. Good. We've got a last sequence. Okay. So we're going to come to our chair pose. So either bring the feet to touch, slightly apart the ankles, or bring the feet hip width distance apart. So we're going to bring the weight into the heels, bend the knees, send the hips down, arms either forwards or up. Just listen to your shoulders. Just gaze down to make sure we can see the toes over the knees and the weights in the heels. Good. From here, bring your hands to your heart center. Begin to rotate to the right. Hook the left elbow over the right knee. Good. So finding our twist. Try to avoid collapsing the torso. Just make sure that the left knee isn't overshooting the right. If so, draw the left hip under a little bit. Good. And then gaze down to the feet. Come to the left hip toes. Maybe hover the left foot. Bring that connection to the core. Slowly step that left foot back, coming into our twisted high lunge. Good. So the torso isn't collapsed. We're strong through that left leg. Good. Then gazing down, we're going to step the left foot back through to our twisted chair, our revolved chair. Good. Send the hips down. Good. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. So we're building up towards our side crow here. Okay, so coming back to our chair, inhale, send the hips down. Hands come to our heart center as we twist to the left, hook the right elbow over the left knee, bring the palms to touch, press the palms to find that rotation without collapsing the torso on the thighs. Just check in with the right knee, can we send the hips even lower? Good, then take the gaze down to the feet, come to the right tiptoes, squeeze the core, maybe float the right leg back to your twisted high lunge. Good, so working with that lower body strength, that core strength and control. Good. Gazing down. Can we step that right foot back through to our twisted revolved chair? Good. Inhale to come to center for our normal chair. Send the hips a little bit lower. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold down into your forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good, so coming to our side crow. So I'm going to face you so you can see. You might want to come lengthways as well just because you've got more mat space, but listen to the body and work with the area around you. Okay, so inhale, coming to our chair. Good. Lift the heels and lower the hips all the way down to the heels. Good. Then rotate towards the right, rotate the upper body, bring the hands down roughly shoulder width distance. And then we want to take the right outer knee to the back of the left arm and the right hip to the back of the right arm. So start to lift the hips, find your balance, so bring the weight over the hands. This may be enough, just finding that balance. Then you may be able to lift the left leg, maybe the right. Find a still point to focus on. Belly's engaged, think chaturanga arms. Then you can play around with lengthening the top leg. Good, maybe the bottom leg, maybe both. Good, and then coming out when you're ready. Well done. Good, and then coming all the way up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. Good, and give your legs a little wobble. So it's all about that chaturanga arms. So elbows in, core activation, finding that tilting point for the balance. Okay, so let's come to the other side. Inhale, coming into your chair, bend the knees. Come onto the tiptoes as we send the hips down towards the heels. Rotate to the left, ground the hands down. So left outer knee comes to the right, the back of the right arm, and the left hip to the back of the left arm. So find that ledge, the still point to focus on, bring the weight forwards, maybe hover the feet. Good, squeeze the belly, squeeze the arms. Make sure you breathe. Good, playing around with the legs. Good, and then coming back out. So if you fall, if you lose your balance, it's all part of it. It's all about having fun, creating these shapes with the body, okay? So when we're ready, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands through to your heart center. Take a step forward to the front of the mat. We're going to come to our forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold down to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Maybe take the hands behind the behind the calves as we squeeze ourselves in, encouraging the belly towards the thighs. Crown of the head is heavy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Release the hands. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands through heart center. So we're going to come to our malasana. So heel toe the feet all the way to the edges of the mat. Turn the toes out and the heels in slightly. Then bring your hands to your heart center. We're going to start bending the knees, but just checking in that the knees are traveling over the pinky edges of the feet, so we're not collapsing in. And then staying tall through the spine, start to send the hips down. If your heels lift, please, that's absolutely fine, okay? The most important thing is that the knees aren't collapsing in. If you have knee issues, then come up, don't go as deep. Okay, pause here in our deep yogi squat. Slowing the breath, closing the eyes. Good, and then however we can, coming down onto our seat. So if you want to have a go with just lowering the hips down from your malasana, then do so. You can bring the hands behind you too. So coming into our little twist here. So lengthening both legs out in front, going nice and tall. Hug the right knee in and take the right foot over the left leg. So pause here, keep the left leg nice and long. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Begin to rotate to the right. Either hug the right knee with the left arm or take the left arm outside the right leg. Right fingertip outside the right leg. Right fingertips come behind you. Inhale to find length. Exhale, find that rotation. Good. Micro bend in the right elbow. Soften the right shoulder. Two more breaths here. Good. Inhale to come to center. Then just to counter twist. Good. Come to the left. Good. And then come back to center. Release the right leg and change sides. So left knee crosses over. Good. Find that length. Flex the right foot. Inhale, reach up. Find that twist on the exhale. Bring right arm to wherever's comfortable. Left fingertips come behind you. Inhale to find that length. Exhale, twist and rotate. Left shoulder softens. Breathing here. Good. Two more breaths here. Well done. And then release, coming to our counter twist to the right. No force here, just a little gentle counter twist. Good, and then come back to center. Release the left leg. And coming down onto your back. So optional, roll down if you want to just do that extra little bit of strength in the core. If you're like, no way, get me down, then come down. Whatever is good for your body. We've done quite a lot of strength-based stuff today. So just listening to your body. And then when you get down, hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big, tight squeeze. Good. Pause and come to stillness. Maybe come to happy baby if that feels good for you. But just be mindful of how you're coming into happy baby. If you're coming to reach to the outer edges of the feet and you're feeling tension through the shoulders, the neck, and you're having to force your upper body down, then come to regression. So either bring the toes, the feet together, or keep hold of the shins or the backs of the thighs. Just bring as little tension through the neck and the shoulders as possible. Good. Just staying here for two more breaths. Good. And then when you're ready, coming into your Shavasana, your relaxation. So closing the eyes, lengthening the legs out in front of you, coming to your comfortable place. So the arms come down beside you, palms facing up. Bring the hands slightly out to the mat split distance. Good. Close the eyes, soften the jaw, and taking 3 deep breaths in here. And exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release. Find that heaviness, release any resistance, softening the body. Good, one more. Inhale. And exhale. And then pause here, find your stillness, find your silence both internally and externally, and just allow the body to be. Good. Poem of the One World. This morning, the beautiful white heron was floating along above the water, and then into the sky of this, the one world we all belong to, where everything sooner or later is a part of everything else, which thought made me feel for a little while quiet, beautiful myself. Good. So I'm going to leave you here in your Shavasana. Please take as long as you like to in your relaxation. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Hope to see you back on the mat soon. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.